All
Right.
right.
Welcome everybody to Jack Burke, our poet in the spotlight. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me push started here. Okay. Yeah. I read a couple of these over the last couple of months, but I feel that starting from 1 to 9, if we get that far, in themselves tell a story. And this first one, which is a re-rendering of Gertrude Bell in the 19th century, called Love and Rose and Nightingale, which she translated from the Persian, and Hafez wrote this. And my re-rendering is to, I don't know, bring it into the 21st century. Love is a story without any end of pain and sweet longings, full with yesterdays. So pray tell of tomorrows, will he ever send that joy of union to take me away? O lovers of the friend, hearken and listen to such a sad tale of love, of rose, of nightingale. Separated from union by the thinnest of veils, where hope is abandoned and desire of no sway. I wandered out of the false dawn's air and found myself in yon garden fair. Methought perhaps to gather roses there. And lo, instead, the nightingale was heard, caught awash in the sun's rising and lustrous glare. My eyes bedimmed in this shimmering field as layers of love began to peel. Alas, my fate forever sealed, for the thief of hearts had come to steal. Suddenly, in this Eden dell, a pulsating moan from this vibrant bird, and I was cast into the shadows of a Merlin spell to witness an aching and a longing and a song of love gone unheard. The rose, not a glimmer, not a glance would give, nor a pearl drop of nectar from her petals of yellow and lavender, and the warbles of longing my heart to shrivel, and I lacking love to hand her. O Hafez, and listen, fail not this eternal scene, for in all the worlds of creation, no greater love has ever been. And pray, O Hafez, and fail not to ever tell this tragic tale of love and rose and nightingale. Okay. Now, Baba said that we are broken down furniture. How true it is. Oh, beloved, when this lover took on a life and went for a stroll down the avenues of experience, looking for the boulevard of love, little did he know in this particular time how much his laughter and his tears would take their toll, how much his mind would shatter with every corner turn, and how much his heart would tremble as you gave his being a tremendous shove, and he was pushed across the street amidst Maya's mainstream. And lo, spotted an alley, cosseted in the shade. To his surprise, the alleyway was deserted, devoid of illusion's violent screams. and so bumped and prodded, weaving and sidestepping, his way was finally made. With intake of breath and fluttering heart, yet with no count to tally in life's schemes, praying his perception not to fade, he moved aside and dissolved in space and began to live another dream. An answer, perhaps, his life to trade? All the shops were abandoned or closed, empty shelves, and some stocked full, as far as he could tell. Locks and deadbolts for both friends and foe. Pray tell, is there one with an awakening bell? Or was all he was experiencing an imaginary show? As the worn, weary cobblestones came to a close, it was beneath an unyielding wall. There appeared a window that absorbed him whole. Signed and sealed, it spoke to the condition of us all. Broken down furniture, repair and release. Strange the feeling that permeated his soul, as if with this next step, this terrible longing would finally cease. There will be no turning back, his heart told his mind. The horns and the bleats, the shouts of traffic, the glittering diamonds of commerce's call. They're always there for you to find, and their sirens call for you to enthrall. Your heart gives the response when the mind is quiet. Keep moving in this cyclone center. The world around you is a spinning riot. So take a step, raise a hand, just enter. So with trepidatious hand, he reached to knock on the door. But suddenly it opened without a touch. And all he could see was the beginning floor. Oh God, another dream or such? He found the interior blinding. It seemed on fire. Where am I? What am I finding? Is this the tavern of my heart's desire? The brilliance diminished to a murky gloom. There seemed to be not a soul about. Have I made a mistake? A terrible doom? Will my soul cry out with a frightened shout? As this new dream captured his eyes, his heart relaxed, but his feet began to tingle. As perception took form, it stifled his cry, and he ventured forth as if to commingle. One step he made and came to a stop. For there on the floor was a kneeling figure, rump to the air and scrub brush in hand, washing and wiping with furious rigor, and beside him a bucket and a well-worn mop. This guy looks familiar from where I stand. Caught in mid-stride with no words to speak, his hand flew to his heart as the figure turned and met his eyes, a piercing gaze, both gentle and deep. And oh, the lover's heart forever branded and burned. With unspoken gesture, the shopkeeper pointed to the wall. Repair work on these premises, a guarantee for life, is what the sign read. And all about, there were nooks and crannies and a pulsing heart in each and every stall. Will that be me if I heed this call? Will I finally realize my soul to be fed? This is where you belong, spoke his heart in relief. Just walk forward and trust in your step and cast aside all your previous beliefs. For in this reality, you're way, way out of your depth. The repairman was beautiful, decidedly so. With mustachioed countenance, dark and long flowing hair. He gestured again as if I'd know. No thought, all feeling, eternally laid bare. He gestured again with his fine sculpted fingers, reached in and took his heart with infinite care. And all that previously mattered no longer lingered. For this moment, this time, was incredibly rare. He watched this thief steal his heart, for in his eyes there was no remand, and his life again would have a brand new start. For he knew in an instant he had rejoined the master's wild and holy band. O lovers of mine, those who come into this orbit mine must be courageous of heart, immune to life's fear and rages. So let me pour you a cup of my wine and trust completely in me during these threatening stages. For love is all that matters, needs fill life's pages, and your worlds of illusion will be released from their cages. And in the end, life's book will read, my heart in yours, and yours in mine. So that started the whole process of Baba and me. That's all I can say about it. So here I am on the street where you live. I know I'm on the street where you live. It's the only boulevard in all the world down which I now care to stride. And having turned this corner, I realized that every other street has nothing more worthwhile to give, and my existence would remain empty without you by my side. How often have I passed by without a glance, perhaps even a mournful and exasperated sigh? Or what can I say, my mind so Maya entranced? I'm here on your street to give it another try. But oh Lord, how the millennia have passed. I wonder where you and I have been. Yet here I am, so close to you at last, conversing with you, my heart in my pen. For it's all wonder, is it not? Me saying goodbye to a non-existent past, feeling you untie that karmic knot, a billion impressions that seem to forever last. But Maya again intervenes and billions more accrue, moved by fate and shaped by destiny's force, until I really learn there's nothing old and nothing new, only that in the moment to seek the source by loving, obeying, surrendering, and remembering you. To all my faithful lovers, You are all presbyters on my path of no path. And no words of encouragement will ever suffice. For your love for me will render no wrath, and this love of me will keep you steadfast until your demise. And only then will you really awaken and step off of imagination's street. Only then will all of you, your past and future, be off shaken. And only then will your imagination, which is my imagination, finally meet. My love for all of you, your love for all of me, will this eternally be. This is a rendering of Rumi and a response from me, the beloved. It's called Broken Wings. God breaks the wings of one's intention. Then he gives you another. He cuts the rope of contriving, so you will remember your dependence. It is by failures that lovers stay aware of how they are loved. For failure is the key to the kingdom within. And your prayer needs be, break the legs of what I want to happen. Humiliate my desire and eat me like candy. It is spring, and finally I have no will. Oh, beloved, free me from the wintertime of all regret. Deny me not remembrance of you at every step. Open up the doors of forgiveness, never to forget, and pull me into the springtime of love's innermost depth. For without you, this life is nothing but summer of discontent, as I continually fall into the pit of selfishness. So let me fly to you on these, my broken wings. Fractured by the weight of ignorance, withered feathers of dead desires, focused, frozen on you alone, until that day my longing heart eternally sings. One of the hardest things for me to do is look into Bob's eyes of a painting or a photograph or whatever. I feel embarrassed, quite frankly, and yeah, Marge says it, and humble for all of the crazy, stupid things I've done in my life. But the one thing I know that I've tried to do is follow you with total trust and conviction. I can do no more than that. Eye to eye. Oh, beloved, will a day ever come when I can look you directly in your eye and stand before you with pure heart and unabashed feeling, free at last from the residue my life goes by, be calm, resigned, my senses no longer reeling. For even now, when I contemplate and peer into such a face ablaze with glory, my whole being discombobulates. as before my eyes, my life a sad, sad story. But I have to remember it was you who pushed me there and pulled me here. I never knowing the divine plot, for you graced me with the feelings of nothing to fear and to accept whatever came as my karmic lot. Eye to eye, as egoless and free as I can be, where for once in my insane and miserable life, my mind, my heart, all my sanskaras flee, no longer the instant victim to the vagaries of Maya's convoluted tripe. To be so madly in love with you each moment, to be completely helpless and hopeless and a near faint, where this longing for union with you is my abject torment, where my beingness has nothing to do with either sinner or saint. Can it be possible? I know you promised such. You are the rose and I have become the nightingale. And my warbles of agony seek your touch. And please, beloved, suffer my love to be without fail. Allow my surrender to be such that my ignorant I, undeserving, no longer be, separated from the arms of your embracing clutch, and into your eyes it will be reality I see. Oh, beloved, I am sick and tired of myself untrue, hopelessly unable to surrender to your will and wishes. No wonder then, as to Maya, I respond on cue and really miss out on your waiting and loving kisses. So now you see why I can't look you straight in the eye, free from the shame and the guilt of my many deviations. All I can do is close my eyes and feel the tears of my cries and wait until you fill my cup with true love's inebriations. O tearful, thirsty lover, slowly and surely, by loving me, your cup will eventually fill. And drunk with love, surely you will become, to forever imbibe the wine divine. Still, you must totally to love, to obey and surrender and succumb. Okay. Hey, anytime you guys want me to stop for a moment or two, you got some questions or feelings or whatever you want to talk about, I'm always there for you. Okay. This is a kind of a long one. What is it? No, it's a short one. Next one's a long one. So here we are. Oh, I was telling Mars the other day, I went on YouTube on my computer and found videos of Frank Sinatra. Fred Astaire. And one of them was he and Eleanor Powell dancing to begin the beginning. Actually, there's two of those. The first one they showed was just absolutely beautiful. It was a big backdrop. It was just great. The second one was a lot more of their tap dancing ability. the two of them. Anyway, so that's available if you look it up. And this one is called To Begin Again, the Romance Divine. Oh, beloved, you slipped into your dream again this century past, and quietly you unleashed the heart's storm with your exquisitely outstretched fingers, and turned the key to the closet of our hearts to let us know that your love for us will ever last. And by your grace, we've become real love's singers. One glance at your incredible face, so enrichingly beautiful and wondrous to behold, unshackles the chains that tie us to illusion, destroys the past that leaves us out in the cold, and makes us realize the fire of your love is no delusion. For the lamp of love was lit so low it had become a dying ember, and the forces of Maya had become so strong, the connection to you we had forgotten to remember. So you restarted the tune and began the begin. The orchestra leader with his band of musicians, the harmony perfect whenever and wherever you played, though you move through humanity, hardly ever to be heard, hardly ever to be seen. So here we are together at last, dancing to the love music you so generously provide, swinging and swaying to every note we hear, and with your grace, soon we may at last leap the great divide. Oh, AMBrose, I'm here to tell you with every ounce of my breath, the only tune to which I wish you to dance is to love me and remember me all the way to your death, and fail not to ever waste this chance. I can hardly wait to open real love's tavern store, and for you to step inside where I alone reside, where you and I can dance the dance of love forevermore. Which brings me to the dance everlasting, in the journey of the heart to the beloved. What is wrong with me? Why can't I ever seem to get it right? For yesterday I fell in love with you. Like always, so it seems, my heart swelled beyond measure and began soaring on love's delirious kite. Amidst touches and glances, and murmurs and fumblings and stumblings and stutterings and mumbling, they all spoke dreams. But today I crashed and fell like a giant sequoia. Richter-like tremors reverberated through the 7 super universes. Even you felt it. This I feel you know, for I do not doubt my metanoia. For all because a word was spoken, of God foiled again, curses, curses. So you danced away again on the eve of false ego's desire, fluttered and flitted and escaped on hummingbirds' wings. Apparently gone again as always. Woe is me, an abandoned fire. And what can I do but wait till you alight once again on my wounded heart's strings. Deny it, I cannot. For there are times I wish you would just stay away. Just leave me alone to suffer and hide while I burrow into my ego hole and caress my wounded pride. In this swamp of sadness, lost without gladness, and forever there will I abide. Oh, beloved, tell me, what's the point of living when I can't feel you always by my side? Hark, listen up. What's that? A voice? An inner echo resounding? Nah, can't be. But wait, dummy. You know you always have a choice. Feel it, live it. Go deep inside and see. I hesitate, cradling my wounded heart, and take a peek and peer through my mind's murky gloom and push away all those thoughts that reek. Whisk them away with my heart's handy broom. Suddenly askance, my shoulders shudder as my heart shouts with glee. It's you, none other. Instant moment, just you and me. Oh, your butterfly wings, whispering without words, that make my heart sing. With sounds I never before heard. Oh, what ecstasy they bring. Are you here to stay? Will you go away? Tomorrow does not exist. Is that what you say? Why put your fears there? There's no price to pay. Especially when love comes about, ready to dance and ready to play. Yes, I want to dance, to sing, to share so much. And yet, why can't I just keep my mouth shut, silently be, moving along, distracted naught, waiting for your final touch, dancing, the dance divine, only you with me. Oh, ego-wounded lover of mine, let not your ripped and ragged heart fret anymore. Suffer my suffering, on which Maya dines. Yet know that my leash is long, and no way can you stay away, for long and forlorn from my tavern's door. And soon, you'll be with me, my arms over your shoulders, and we'll dance the dance of the divine romance forever and evermore. Okay, now what I'd like to do is do two other things. One is a tribute to Francis Brabazon, and the other is the Beatitudes of the New Humanity. So they are. So this is a tribute to Francis Brabazon. I hope all of you have read his work because it's beyond words. Oh, beloved, once you said with an adamant flair, all words to me are nothing. But duality still rules the world, and we despair until you unleash your poets to make our hearts sing. And so it is that you set my hand in motion to praise one of your own whom you infused with praise of you with such a powerful potion. His words clear the air, and no longer need we be confused. For who are love's poets or a poetess? Are they the ones who think in music or act out on the stage of paper, or whose dance is the movement of pen and hand, the results of which withstand time's ephemeral vapors? So are you open to a poetic flair? Perhaps a feeling here or there, unavailable to those who through life have dozed, eyes and ears, hearts and tears, these ducts that remain somehow closed. For poetry is truth in motion, a liquid likeness of a universal notion, beautiful and flair, as long as love is in residence there. So you of a mind to mentate a word, nor catch the fleeting glance, nor will be heard the echo of yourself in budding rhyme, until one's heart is touched and torn by time. For such is the way for those of vision slanted, who take life and love for granted, barreling through expressions hidden, their history, a life better never been written. For poetry is harmony in action, for that of the heart knows no faction. It's a dance of pen and hand, whose words and music seek to land and unlock the heart and enrich the mind with treasures that only love can find. Whose music paints the colors of the celestial spheres, evoking feelings that may lead to tears and help us climb love's ladder rungs to filter out the cacophony of babbling tongues. Who is this one that dares us uncover the truth of ourselves with syllables of poetic music amidst the prodding like mischievous elves, whose shout in the main goes unheard among the lies of the living? Must he wait for us to be his herald? Only when we lay a flower on his grave, as though his poetry is no longer giving? Such is this man drowned in love's fire, who processed truth's words so as to inspire the duty to serve the only one who exists, to help forget ourselves, though Maya persists. Such a life that he led to the master's door, that we who followed can endure his words forevermore. O singer and wordsmiths of my song, listen to this one and what he says, for his words are truer than ever before. His rhyme is pure and his love is mine, a way to lead you to my door. Okay. These I wrote these. Oh, let me put it differently. As I was growing up in grammar school, we used to go to, it was a Catholic parochial school. It was down the block. I could walk to it in a minute. On Wednesday afternoon, we had benediction every Wednesday. One day I decided to quit going to it, and myself and a bunch of other guys went across the street and stayed behind a fence. And when we got back to school the next morning, we got our faces slapped for not being at benediction. And they used to on occasion read the Beatitudes. And when from the Sermon on the Mount, and when I saw Baba's photo of him sitting on the side of a hill with his back against a tree, and 10 or 15 or 20 people, or how many before him, I thought of all the things I felt about my life and what it was all about. And these words just came to me, which I call the Beatitudes of the New Humanity. Blessed are the selfless servers, for in their servitude will they master themselves. Blessed are they who always give their love away, for it is in this giving will all love come. Blessed also are they who ceaselessly strive to be empty, for in their emptiness will their chalice of love be constantly filled. Blessed are they who do not come to anger, lust, or greed, for their road will have no bend. Blessed are the pure of heart, for ambition, fortune, or fame rule not their lives. And blessed are the compassionate, for their love transcends mere understanding. And blessed are they who are silent in their going, for only in the deep silence of the heart does pure love dwell. Blessed are they who search for that beyond themselves, for in their divine desperation will they be found. Blessed are they who, upon being found, cling unerringly to that which is the only way of life, for it is in their tenacity shall they find their true selves. Blessed are these spirits rebellious, for it is in questioning authority will they find the true author of themselves. And blessed are they who never give up on love, for they shall become love. Blessed are they who tend to their parents in their hour of need and until the very end, for the angels will welcome them to their courts, and the beloved will inscribe their names in the book of unconditional love. Blessed are they who go forward hopeless and helpless, yet duty bound to their path, for in their course will they traverse illusionary existence. Blessed are these wayfarers, for they are the true children of God. Okay. How are we doing? Oh,
Would you read the Beatitudes of the New Humanity again? That was just, boy.
Sure.
Would you mind?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all good, but like, and others probably will want different ones reread, but I'm first in line. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Absolutely awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, well, it's him. I'm just the pen. Okay, Beatitudes of the New Humanity. Blessed are the selfless servers, for in their servitude will they master themselves. Blessed are they who always give their love away, for it is in this giving will all love come. Blessed also are they who ceaselessly strive to be empty, for in their emptiness will their chalice of love be constantly filled. Blessed are they who do not come to anger or lust or greed, for their road will have no bend. Blessed are the pure of heart, for ambition, fortune, or fame rule not their lives. Blessed are the compassionate, for their love transcends mere understanding. Blessed are they who are silent in their going, for only in the deep silence of the heart does pure love dwell. Blessed are they who search for that beyond themselves, for in their divine desperation will they be found. Blessed are they who, upon being found, cling unerringly to that which is the only way of life, for it is in their tenacity shall they find their true selves. Blessed are the spirits rebellious, for it is in questioning authority will they find the true author of themselves. And blessed are they who never give up on love, for they shall become love. Blessed are they who tend to their parents in their hour of need and until the very end, for the angels will welcome them to their chorus, and the beloved will inscribe their names in the book of unconditional love. And blessed are they who go forward hopeless and helpless, yet duty bound to their path, for in their course will they traverse illusionary existence. And blessed are these wayfarers, for they also are the true children of God. Yeah.
Wow, that's so profound. I think I need to hear it about 12 more times, but I'm not going to ask that. Jack, oh my goodness. I'm glad I didn't talk in between because it just flowed so well, and it feels like someone's offered this wonderful souffle, and my comments are like bubble gum. You, Baba, this partnership you've got with the man upstairs is quite something, and you're a longing and way of expressing heartfelt desire for the divine love of God. You know, that unification is just amazing. And I am really excited that you pulled together such a nice group of ghazals. That, you know, the divine romance. I jotted down so many different things, but I'll let other people speak because I am a little overwhelmed at how beautiful it was. Thank you.
Thank you for being there.
That was mine was the easy part. And when did these, yeah, and I know you've said, did you write anything like this before you came to Baba?
One poem to my son when we got my youngest boy, when I got asked to leave because of various reasons, which I don't want to get into, and how I missed him and his sister, who was 2 years younger. I birthed both of them at home with the midwife and all that. But that was the only poem I wrote that I can remember. That was 1976, 77.
And they started blooming.
And then 79, what happened with me then, and that's 7 years after Baba appeared to me. I was in San Francisco and living in a one-room hotel for lost souls, I guess. And I get up one morning about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and before I left, I had to come back into the room, and I picked up a pen and paper and thinking I'd write some feelings. And this was on roughly the corner of Leavenworth and Geary in San Francisco, across from the Great American Music Hall. And I went up to California and walked up the hill and then down the hill towards downtown. And there was a coffee shop that's still there, I think, called the Yum Yum Tree, which is on the edge of the theater district. And so that's why they're open all night. And I went in there, and I and the waitress and the short order cook were the only 3 there. And she gave me a cup of coffee and an ashtray, and I sat there thinking, smoking and drinking coffee. And I realized I had paper and pen, so I pushed the coffee cup aside and put out the cigarette. And a 50-line cup of what, 20, 24, 25 couplets just poured out of me. And it was a concentrated story of my life up to that particular point, which I titled The Path. So that was my really first sacred poem. And so over the last 40 years, I've been writing them down when the muse hits me, and I just do it. I know it's Baba's pushing my heart up to my hand, so I just write. And he A line will, it actually provides me with a line. I can't say it any other way. And all I do is go through all the words that rhyme with it, and he fills this rest in from the start of the line. It just amazes me. I don't even think about it. I just so there you go.
Jack,
Fortunate I am.
what did you say the first, the title was of your first sacred poem? I'm sorry, I missed it.
The Path, P-A-T-H. Yeah.
And importantly, do you have a website with all of these, or will you publish them soon? They're so beautiful, too good not to be shared. I just love your.
Yeah, well,
Working on the book.
I've been working on the book for the last 40 years too. And I always, it may sound like procrastination, but I just know that he will have it published when it's his time, not mine. It's not, for me, it's not copying out. I can't do anything about it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Maybe someone will publish it posthumously, But I've got 5 or 6 years to go, so we'll see.
You're working on it.
I'm working on it. They're on my bed. I got them all spread out. I just pick and choose and all that stuff. Yeah. So, and there's one, as I mentioned earlier, there's one thing I'd like to read. I'm sure that most, well, I don't know, but Marge and I have been following the politics of all this stuff that's going on in the world. And as a result of that, I wrote a treatise on hypocrisy, because it stares us both in the face every time we turn the news on. I'd like to read it to you. The book here. Beloved, they asked, what of the man who says one thing and does another? Woe betide him, the beloved answered. For as the souls of humankind are compared to the majestic canopy of the divine veil, he who has spoken about truth and acted falsely, his mind and heart will be blackened with the hardest of dross, that even all the polishing skills of time will find it difficult to erase. Listen to me well, all of you who hearken to the only truth that is real. Amongst all the follies of crimes of mankind, in all of the desires, blasphemies, the sins and omissions of human intercourse, the one action that cries to the utmost reaches of divine reality for vengeance, the one action that he who is all merciful, all compassionate, finds almost impossible to forgive, is that of blatant hypocrisy. And why is that? I sought to ask. The beloved stared hard on this uncalled challenge, and then his eyes softened in commiserate compassion as he spread his hands wide and continued on. All of you are reborn ever and again into this world of Maya for one thing and one thing only, to come home to me from the illusory world of your mind and body. Fortunate are those who are conscious of this and love me without condition. For soon that end will be reached. That end, that goal, that reason is to become consciously one with your higher self. Call it God if you will, for God has a million names. But the reality of it is far, far beyond your faults. Nonetheless, that is where each of you must go into a false self that is now you, is no more. And the real you becomes once again that which always was. The hypocrite is the master of Maya, the Mani behind the one, who forever keeps the shadows of darkness casting their pallor of ignorance over the minds and hearts of humankind. For the hypocrite and his hypocrisy is the one action God finds most difficult to forgive. So be blessed in his compassionate forgiveness. Yeah. Okay.
Wow, that was well. I need about four more versions of that, but I will not. It's packed, Jack. It's
Well, I really enjoyed this. It's been, I'd like to do it again sometime. No rush
Good.
on it.
Good. We would
Okay.
love that. Does
Okay.
anybody else want to speak up because or ask any questions? But if this is just not like poetry from a regular guy. I mean, it's beyond. It is beyond. It is beautiful. It is very Baba-ful. And yet you're very much a part of it. You know, you're an active part of it. It's not that you're just writing it. You're living it, you're feeling it, you're experiencing it, and you're bringing us with you. And that is rare. And it's rare that we would want to, you know, there's just not everybody you want to go on a spiritual venture and with. And so I think you take us into such a close relationship with Baba. So it gives me hope and ideas that such closeness is possible. Because you're writing about it, you're telling us about it, and it gets through. It moves me very much, and I know it does others. This is just incomparable. This was such a gift. So, and I do think it was so well. I mean, your poems are all beautiful, but these just fit together nicely, and it's a divine romance. That's been a big part of the theme, and that's not anything you hear about very often. And if it is, it's not deep like yours.
Thank you
So
much.
thank you.
And I wanted to say thank you, Jack, for making time to share your beautiful work with us tonight. And Gayle, thank you for hosting and making this possible. Thank you.
You can see why it's easy to ask Jack, and he's generous, but you know, it really is a special evening, and I'm glad I recorded it.
Thank you.
Betty, have you got anything for us?
Yeah, you know, I feel like whenever you read Jack, I feel like you're carrying us along. So many of us came in the 70s, and you describe certainly my life at that time. I feel like you just carry us right along back to those days. I love it. I love the ride. Thank you, Jack. It's wonderful.
Jack, we just wanted to say thank you. It was absolutely beautiful. Can't wait for you to do it again.
And
Yeah,
it brings back lovely memories of sitting on the gateway porch in the evening just chatting with your brother. Thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you, guys. Okay. Oh,
Well,
God.
why don't we say our avatar, Meher Baba Ki Jays?
do it. Avatar.
Avatar.
Meher Baba
Ki
Ki
Jai.
Avatar.
Avatar. Meher Baba
Ki Jai.
Jai.
Avatar, Meher
Avatar.
Baba Ki
Meher
Jai.
Baba
Jai.
Yay.
Jai.
Thank you, Jack. Go have
Bye-bye.
a glass of wine.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, you done good. Thank you, Jack.
Sublime evening. What a treat. I feel like I've been
Yeah.
to Kennedy Center or the Carnegie Hall or something. And you know, and we didn't have to get dressed up.
He's truly our bard. He's our guy. He really he says it like it was.
Yep. Looks like Marge is still here. They're just for us. I need to say goodbye. I've got
Me
lots of
too.
fun
gotta
things going
wait.
on. Goodbye, all.
Bye, y'all. Jay Baba, come back for RT.
Nice haircut, Betty.
Thank you. I'm so thrilled. I was feeling so, shaggy.